The Philadelphia Eagles are reportedly considering trading superstar wide receiver A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots in a massive blockbuster deal that would completely reshape our roster. This move would send shockwaves through the entire league as we move on from our top offensive weapon. But before we break this down, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I have been looking at the latest projections coming out of the national media, and this one from Bleacher Report is an absolute bombshell for every Eagles fan to digest today. The proposal suggests that Philadelphia would send A.J. Brown to the Patriots in exchange for a massive package of 3 draft picks, which includes a 2026 first-round selection. I know what you are thinking, because I am thinking it too. Why would we ever trade away a guy who has been the heart and soul of our passing attack since the moment he arrived in the city of brotherly love? But when you dig into the numbers and the long-term vision of this front office, led by Howie Roseman, things start to get a bit more complicated. I see a scenario where the organization is looking at the ballooning salary cap hits and wondering if they can sustain this level of spending on 2 elite wide receivers. We already have Devontae Smith locked in, and he is a superstar in his own right. By moving Brown now, the Eagles would essentially be hitting the reset button on a massive contract while simultaneously loading up on premium draft capital to build the next version of this team. I think about how much A.J. Brown has meant to Jalen Hurts and his development. Since he joined the team, he has been a consistent 1,000-yard producer and a touchdown machine who demands double teams on every single snap. Taking that away from our offense feels like a step backward in the short term, but this league is all about the long game. The Patriots are desperate for a true number 1 receiver to help their young quarterback situation, and they are apparently willing to pay a king's ransom to get it done. I look at this potential trade as a classic Howie Roseman move, where he sells high on an asset before the decline starts or the cap situation becomes impossible to manage. We have seen him do this before with other star players, and while it hurts the fan base emotionally, it often puts the team in a better position to compete for Super Bowls over a 5-year window rather than just a 2-year window. I want to look closely at what those 3 picks would mean for our future scouting and recruitment process, because having multiple first-rounders in the coming years gives us incredible flexibility to move around the draft board or trade for the next disgruntled star who fits a different need. This would be a massive turning point.
When I analyze the financial side of this potential deal, it becomes even more intriguing for the Philadelphia Eagles' long-term health. A.J. Brown is currently playing on a massive extension, and while he has earned every penny of it, the cap hits are going to become very heavy in the coming seasons. I believe that the front office is constantly weighing the value of a single elite playmaker against the value of 3 or 4 high-level starters on rookie contracts. If we take the New England offer, we are not just getting a first-round pick in 2026, but we are also clearing significant space to perhaps go after a top-tier edge rusher or solidify the secondary, which has seen some struggles recently. I look at the current state of the roster, and I see a lot of aging veterans who will need to be replaced sooner rather than later. By acquiring 3 picks for 1 player, we are essentially buying ourselves multiple chances to find the next generation of Eagle stars. I also think about the locker room dynamics, because A.J. Brown is a massive leader for us. Losing his physical presence and his ability to win 50-50 balls would mean that Jalen Hurts has to adjust his entire style of play. Hurts and Brown have a legendary chemistry that is hard to replicate. However, I have seen Devontae Smith step up in big moments, and I truly believe he is ready to be the undisputed number 1 target in this offense. If we move Brown, we are essentially betting on Smith's ability to carry the load and using the extra picks to surround him with even more young talent. I also have to consider the fact that the Patriots are in a different conference, so we would not have to face Brown very often, which makes the pill a little easier to swallow. This kind of trade is exactly the type of bold strategy that keeps the Eagles in the conversation every single year. We never stand pat, and we are never afraid to make the hard choice if it means protecting the future of the franchise. I want you to think about what this team would look like with an extra first-rounder and 2 additional mid-round picks. We could address the offensive line depth or find a speedy vertical threat to complement Smith. The possibilities are endless when you have that much draft capital in your pocket. I will be watching the news cycle very closely to see if these rumors gain more traction as we approach the offseason. It is going to be a wild ride for all of us in Philadelphia. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel for every single update on this developing story, because I will be here to break it all down for you as it happens. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Thank you for being the best fans in the world and supporting our journey. Go Eagles!